Well, good morning, good jobs, green jobs. You guys fired up? So good morning, I'm Dave Danielson. I'm the Assistant Secretary for the Department of Energy's Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy. This year, my office is investing $1.8 billion to create American leadership in the transition to a global clean energy economy. My boss, President Obama, has made it abundantly clear that two of his major second-term priorities are American-made clean energy and American manufacturing. And I'm here today to tell you about a major new initiative that we've launched at the Department of Energy to take action on these priorities. Now, our nation stands at a truly unique time in terms of the competitive opportunity in front of us in terms of energy and manufacturing. In 2012 alone, $268 billion was invested globally in clean energy, a 500% increase from 2004. And trillions more dollars will be invested in the years to come. So we face a stark choice, in my view. The clean energy technologies of today and tomorrow can be invented and manufactured here in the United States for export around the world, or we can cede global leadership and import these technologies from other nations like China, Germany, and South Korea. At the same time, the American manufacturing sector as a whole remains a significant and strategic sector for U.S. competitiveness. U.S. manufacturing fuels 12% of GDP, continues to be a source of family-sustaining middle-class jobs, and is essential to the technological leadership of our nation, accounting for 70% of private sector R&D investment, 90% of issued patents, and 60% of our exports. To capture this tremendous and urgent opportunity, 3 weeks ago, we launched the Department of Energy launched a new initiative, the Clean Energy Manufacturing Initiative. This is a bold new effort for which President Obama has asked for more than $500 million in his FY14 budget. This initiative has two main objectives. The first is to increase U.S. manufacturing market share of cutting-edge clean energy materials and products, a key economic opportunity for America to innovate, compete, and lead the way in this rapidly growing global marketplace. After decades of successful investments in energy technology R&D, today we find ourselves at a unique time and place in our nation's energy history, in which a surprisingly wide array of clean energy technologies are now clearly within 5 to 10 years of being directly cost competitive without subsidies. And at that point, this becomes a multi-trillion-dollar-a-year market. The Clean Energy Manufacturing Initiative will seek to ensure that America emerges as the global manufacturing leader in the emerging multi-trillion-dollar clean energy manufacturing market. The second objective of the initiative is to boost U.S. manufacturing competitiveness across the board by increasing energy productivity and energy efficiency throughout the manufacturing sector and taking advantage of the shale gas boom for U.S. manufacturing. There are tremendous opportunities for increased energy efficiency and energy cost competitiveness in U.S. manufacturing, particularly in energy-intensive industries. By supporting cutting-edge manufacturing efficiency R&D and assisting American manufacturers in lowering their energy costs through the adoption of technologies like combined heat and power, we can significantly increase our U.S. manufacturing competitiveness. I want to be clear, when we use the term clean energy manufacturing, we're not just talking about manufacturing wind turbines and solar panels. We mean investing in industries like the U.S. steel industry to make it more competitive by doing things like investing in a new boiler at the ArcelorMittal Indiana Harbor plant, which converts waste heat to power and will save the facility nearly $20 million in energy costs each year. And by investing in cutting-edge R&D for new natural gas-fueled iron production techniques, for which EERE is supporting in collaboration with AISI, U.S. Steel, and ArcelorMittal. I also want to be clear that the DOE's Clean Energy Manufacturing Initiative will pursue these objectives while sustaining core U.S. values, such as environmental stewardship and good wages and working conditions for American workers. There are some who say that the U.S. can't compete in clean energy manufacturing with countries like China and Malaysia that have low-cost labor. That argument is just plain wrong, and we've done the analysis to prove it. Research we're doing as part of this initiative on the factory location decisions of companies manufacturing solar panels demonstrates that low-cost labor is not a key competitive advantage when weighed against other cost factors. Lower labor costs accounts for only about 7 cents per watt cost differential between a Chinese and a U.S. solar panel factory. And that small advantage is more than offset by higher inflation rates and higher financial risks in China. The bottom line conclusion is the factors that we don't want to compete with countries like China on, like labor costs, are not the main competitiveness drivers in solar PV manufacturing. And the critical competitiveness drivers in clean energy are factors that the U.S. can and should compete on. The same is true across the board with a wide array of next-generation clean energy products. With the Clean Energy Manufacturing Initiative, ERA will also be supporting the build-out of President Obama's National Network for Manufacturing Innovation, or the NNMI. NNMI is a plan to create up to 15 new manufacturing innovation institutes all across the country. The first institute, the National Additive Manufacturing Innovation Institute in Youngstown, Ohio, was formally launched just last August. These institutes will represent major manufacturing centers, which will give a wide array of small, medium, and large businesses access to cutting-edge manufacturing capabilities and workforce training that none of them would be able to access on their own. Through the Clean Energy Manufacturing Initiative, this year EERE will be supporting one of 3 new institutes that will be launched before the end of 2013. We look forward to announcing the competition for the next round of institutes just in the few weeks that are in front of us. And I want, these are called manufacturing innovation institutes. But I want to be clear, the vision here is that these institutes should be magnets for the clean energy jobs of the future. We've already seen that clustering and manufacturing is building around our first institute, and with 15 more of these, we imagine these being strong magnets for clean energy manufacturing jobs going forward. To best inform the Clean Energy Manufacturing Initiative, we need your participation. We're here just at the beginning, which is why ERE will be holding several regional clean energy manufacturing summits all around the country. Our first summit will be in Toledo, Ohio this June, and we will hold additional summits throughout the year. I want to leave you with a quick story that I think clearly demonstrates the opportunity that we have before us in clean energy manufacturing. In February of 2012, General Electric opened a refurbished manufacturing facility at Appliance Park in Louisville, Kentucky, where the company is producing highly efficient next-generation water heaters, creating hundreds of American jobs. GE moved its operations from China, where it had been producing a former version of the appliance. It was the first new assembly line in Appliance Park in 55 years. The water heater, the GE GeoSpring, represents the most cutting-edge new technology. It uses 60% less energy than a typical water heater and saves families on average more than $300 per year on their energy bills. And it's made by members of IUE-CWA. Now, the development of this technology was not guided by some invisible hand. It represents a long-standing public-private collaboration between EERE, its national labs, and the private sector that occurred over the course of 2 decades. And the final location decision was influenced by a 48C advanced manufacturing tax credit of $24 million awarded to GE as part of the Recovery Act. I think it's a great example that we can't do this alone. We need to have strong public-private partnerships if we want to win the clean energy manufacturing jobs of the future. So the time is now to create many more American manufacturing success stories just like the GE story, and I think that we are on the cusp of some very exciting momentum in terms of a lot more manufacturing coming back to the United States when it comes to clean energy manufacturing. And we intend to use the Clean Energy Manufacturing Initiative to do just that, by ensuring that our investments in energy innovation and efficiency result in greater competitiveness and market share for American manufacturers and good jobs for American workers. Now, we are at a critical moment in the history of energy and manufacturing in America, and we need to take advantage of that. And if we pull together as a nation, we can and will capture this opportunity to compete and win the good-paying manufacturing jobs of the emerging multi-trillion-dollar clean energy market. The time is now for us all to pull together and win this thing, and the Department of Energy and EERE are fiercely committed to working with all of you to make this happen. Thank you very much.